So, hey everyone. It's certainly been a while since you last saw me, since I uploaded on YouTube. I think it's been more than 3 years at this point. It might be already close to four, if I'm not mistaken, which, it's just crazy how time passes. So much has happened in these past 3 years. A lot of changes took place, and yeah, I I cannot actually believe that I'm sitting here filming myself. And I always believed that I was eventually gonna be able to deliver on my promise and return, but it still feels so surreal finally doing it. And so that's why I'm making this video as basically an announcement of my return, and I guess as an update, when it comes to my life, because those who still remember me might still remember that at the time when I left YouTube, my life was basically a living hell. Hence why, even during these years of my absence, I've been getting constant comments that were showing me love, support, encouragement. A lot of you were asking about my whereabouts, about my well-being, anticipating a life update. That's basically why I need to take a few moments to talk about my life, for all of you wondering about it. And the second part of this update video, I'll focus on the future of my channel, of this content moving forward. So let's first dive into the life part, I guess. And first and foremost, I'm good. I'm probably more than good. I'm great because my life is stable. My sister, to briefly summarize, I'm not gonna go into too many details about what happened, because, again, like I said, not many of you probably even remember me, let alone my situation back when I left YouTube. So I don't think there would be any point in me to, summarizing and talking here for hours about what happened to me. Plus, I also did plenty of life updates via the community posts on YouTube, and also under my previous video, which was my last reaction before my absence. In that comment section, I made plenty of update comments about my life, about my whereabouts, my well-being, and so if you're interested into more specific details about what happened, why was I gone, why wasn't I responding to your comments, you can check out any of these updates that I mentioned. But with that being said, I will just quickly summarize my situation right now. So again, for those that don't remember, I had a severe situation with my father. Again, I will not go into specific details, but basically he was an abuser to the highest degree, I could say. And me, my sister, and my mother were suffering for years living with him. And then eventually, 4 years ago, at the time when, I was absent from YouTube, that whole situation had its climax. Everything was wrong. I was in such a dark place that my skin crawls just thinking about myself back then, because I was really, really, really not being myself. And so eventually, during all these years, we started to fight back. We escaped from my father. It's been now, I think, 3 years since we started this rebellion, I guess, and we managed to escape from him. And it's been only around a year since this situation has reached a point where I'm confident that it's over. You never know, because for those of you that are wondering, he's not in prison. He's still out there. Police was involved, but nothing significant came out of it. But I'm confident that this is over because for a year now he has left us, and alone He has not been bothering us anymore. And I know that this doesn't really sound promising, right? Probably most of you are thinking to yourself, if he's still out there, if the police didn't do anything, how the hell am I even confident that this is over? And well, I am confident, but I know that there's a possibility that this isn't over, right? Like, he could snap at any given moment, and who knows what might happen. But at the same time, I do have to highlight that he did apologize, not to me and not to my sister. Like, we are not on speaking terms with him. And my mother isn't really on speaking terms with him, but he did try to apologize to her, and he also, without having to go to the court, willingly gave up half his assets after he and my mother split. So to us, that was basically a sign that he finally accepted us leaving. We might be wrong. Maybe this is just... Maybe this is his plan, right? To make us feel comfortable and safe. But for us, I mean, what else can we do, right? What else can we do than to try to move on? Because again, he did give up half his assets. He is not bothering us anymore. And we had peace for over a year now. Peace and stability. And again, he could snap at any moment, because I know that mentally he's not really stable, but so far so good, and nothing has indicated to me that this whole situation could come back. But I'm not blind, it could, but I don't think it will. Again, because now having 1 year to kind of heal, to kind of gather ourselves, we're also now, all three of us, far more stable, and we have mechanisms in place that will, if he'll try anything, if he'll try to harm us in any shape or form, we believe that we are well equipped to fight back. And I'll leave it at that, basically. I'm confident that, or at least I will not allow that situation to reemerge. That's my mindset, and that's why I'm finally at a place where I can move forward with my life. Where we, all three of us, can move forward with our lives. And again, I'm good. I'm fine. Sure. I'm still healing, and I will never fully heal from things like these. There will always be permanent scars, for sure. But that is life. We all carry our burdens. The trick is, I guess, just in realizing how to live with these burdens. And I think I'm doing a good job with trying to figure out how to do that. And also, right here, before moving on to talk about my channel's future, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you who have been showing me support, who have been encouraging me, leaving me positive comments, giving me advice, being there for me. I mean, even during all these years of my absence, there were still people rooting for me in my comment sections, and it's been really touching knowing that, some people who I guess don't really know me, right? To you, I'm essentially just a stranger, yet you still took your time to encourage me, to show me love. It's remarkable how there's still a lot of good left in this world. There is. There really is. And this channel, to me, and my experience with this channel has been a testament to that. And speaking of support, I have to take a moment to thank everyone who donated money to me. Basically, probably not many of you know, but like I said, a year ago our situation got better, and at that time I made a community post talking about how I'm slowly gearing myself up to make a return, but because all my filming equipment was left at my father's place, And basically at the time, because he was so outraged at our departure, he basically trashed the belongings that we left there. So my filming equipment was gone. So I did make a post talking about that, how I'll have to earn money to buy myself some new filming equipment. And plenty of you were, responding to that post, saying to me that I should share a PayPal link so that you could support me and help me with my filming equipment. And initially I refused because that's just who I am as a person. I really have a tough time accepting any form of help, especially in form of money. But eventually I caved in, I accepted the help, and I was so shocked that there were multiple donations and, multiple larger donations. And still to this day, I'm shocked that even after years of absence, I never actually had a huge following, and then to be absent for 3 years, and there are still people who were willing to send me money so that I could return. I don't have any words to describe how I felt at that time, how I still feel. And that's why I just knew that I have to keep my promise of returning one day. And that's why I'm here now. Because of the sheer fact that I really, really wanted to repay all this, And I'm not just talking about donations, about all the positive things, about all the positive comments that you guys sent me. I wanted to repay everything back by returning. And speaking of returning, I will now move on to the next part of this update, which is to talk about the future of this channel and the future of my content. Speaking of content, it will basically stay more or less the same. I will mostly react to anime, and then after each episode, I will discuss that episode. And yeah, relatively everything in terms of content will stay the same. There will be one key change though, which is that instead of posting heavily edited reactions to episodes, I will post full reactions with timers. So that means I won't be able to include any footage of the anime that I'm reacting to, and I know that a lot of you will not like this move, because it will mean that you'll have to stream the anime on your own separately from my reaction, but it's just the right move. It makes sense from a moral point of view, and also it will just save me so much time. I cannot overstate how much time I lost just because I had to edit those reactions, and I'm talking about hours of editing. And it might sound funny because these episodes are around only 20 minutes long, but you gotta cut more than half of the footage. You gotta still be mindful of having that reaction cohesive, right? I just couldn't go on and delete parts randomly, right? It still had to be a cohesive reaction. It still had to include all the major and important points, but at the same time, half of it had to be gone. And even then, even if I thought that I did a good job with it, it sometimes still got taken down and I had to re-edit it. And it was just so tiresome, it was just so painful at times, and it just, I think it will be much more simpler. It will save me so much more time which I can use for creating further videos, right? Speaking of having more time available, this basically brings me to my next point, which is that I want to start reacting to a new anime alongside Attack on Titan. I'm not abolishing Attack on Titan. I will continue reacting to it because most of you are here for those reactions. But it will take me a minute to rewatch all the episodes that I already watched, because it's been 3-4 years since I watched Attack on Titan, and I still remember a lot, but at the same time I've forgotten tons of stuff probably. And so by having a new show that I could react to, in addition to this being some additional content that you can enjoy from me, I would be able to like dive into it right now. I could react to an episode of a new show tomorrow already because it requires no setup. I don't need to rewatch anything like I have to with Attack on Titan right now. And at the same time, maybe this will sound weird, and I don't know if I can fully express my feelings towards that I have right now. But basically, essentially, I just being here at this stage of my life, being being in this place where, you know, I just want to move on from my past. I truly want to turn some new pages in my life, right? And I think by going on a new journey with you guys, especially because I'm a new person right now, right? It's still me, but it's been 3-4 years. People change, and I'm not the same guy that I was back then when I started this channel. When I started this channel, I think I was 19 when I made my first video. I was still a teenager in my first video, and I'm currently, just a few days ago, I turned 25. And so in a way, to almost pay tribute, I guess, to who I am right now, to me turning a new page in life, I truly want to start a new journey with you guys. But alongside Attack on Titan, because, you know, that, you know, is just like my past is still a huge part of me. So I truly, and I also, you know, want to see what happens, right? So, and I owe you. So I truly want to finish Attack on Titan. But at the same time, I want to react to something else as well. And so I would love if you guys could give me suggestions. If you could recommend me, what do you want me to watch? Leave your suggestions, please, in the comment section below. And then I'll collect all your suggestions and make a community poll where you will be able to vote on what anime I should watch alongside Attack on Titan. And yeah, and after that, you know, hopefully I will be able, no, not hopefully, I think right now I'll easily, okay, I'm not gonna say easily, I don't want to be too cocky, but I think I will be able to manage posting 2 reactions per week. I think I will, with my current state of mind, with my current state of life. I think I will manage to pull it off. Plus, before moving on, I need to quickly highlight all the anime that I did watch. So, because you cannot recommend me those titles, I cannot react to something that I already watched. And some of you might remember that my first real experience with anime, by that I mean watching an anime from start to finish and watching it in Japanese, was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So that is off the table. And then as a kid, I watched dubbed versions of Detective Conan, Naruto, One Piece, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think I only probably watched around 30 to 40 episodes of each of these anime, which, as far as I'm aware, is not a lot, because all of those, if I'm not mistaken, are quite long. But at the same time, you know, I do not want to watch something that I already seen something of. I guess you could say that I was a kid and I've probably forgotten a lot, but at the same time, I didn't actually. I still remember a lot. But I guess if you really wanted me to, I could potentially react to One Piece and Detective Conan. With Yu-Gi-Oh!, I've actually probably watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The most out of these 4 when I was a kid. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably off the table. And Naruto is also off the table, because I have some friends who are like heavily into Naruto, and they have spoiled me a lot. I'm talking big spoilers about what happens at the end. So Naruto, no matter what, is off the table, because those reactions would not be entertaining at all. So yeah, that's not it actually, because I during these years of my absence, I actually just recently watched 2 new anime. Basically, my sister got into anime maybe like a year or 2 ago, and I think at this point she actually surpassed me. She has now seen far more than I've seen, and she really wanted for us to watch something together, and we watched Cowboy Bebop. And I don't think this is a spoiler. Probably not, I suppose. Let me know in the comment section if this isn't something that I shouldn't have said. But basically, Cowboy Bebop is really short. It only has 1 season, which we didn't know. And we were like super shocked at how short it is. So basically, and we watched it on Netflix. And then basically we said, okay, let's watch another anime together because, we really expected for that experience to be a bit longer. Although it was a great experience, don't get me wrong, but it was really short. And hence why we decided to watch something that was also available on Netflix, and we opted for Kurkus Basketball because I'm a huge sports fan, I'm a huge NBA fan, and yeah, these 2 anime can be added, I guess, to the list of anime that I've seen. So these 2 are also not on the table. But yeah, with that being said, I think this is it. I think one thing that I forgot to mention prior when talking about my new filming equipment is the fact that, as you can see, the setup is not that great. I think the audio should be great, the camera is great, but the lighting isn't. And I do have some decent lighting equipment, but for some reason I just cannot figure out how to set it up properly. That's why for this, I figured it's just an update video. I will just use a simple ring light, even though I'm not a huge fan of ring lights. Hence why the lighting in this video probably isn't as good as it could be and as it will be. So this setup will improve. And that's basically it. I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to. If I forgot anything, I will mention that in the comment section. And if there's anything you want to know, if there's anything, you can ask me anything about my life, about, my channel, if there's anything that you wanted me to mention in this video, or it could not even be related to me, my absence, my life, my content, if you're interested into anything, just ask in the comment section and I'll happily answer. And I think this is it. So I'm happy that I'm back. I'm happy that I was able to make this video. Thank you all again for being here, and I guess I'll see you soon with my next reaction.